They say everything old is new again. Well, that's certainly true for this week's episode, all about the extinction of the woolly mammoth. You know the drill. Humans hunted them, right? Not so fast. Recent evidence suggests there may be more to the story. Hi, and welcome to my channel. Woolly mammoths went extinct around 10,000 years ago. And for a long time, experts have debated whether humans or the changing climate were responsible. Some even argued that it was both, but that humans had the bigger impact. Woolly mammoths, like other large mammals, require a lot of food to survive. So, when the climate started to warm after the last ice age, their food sources started to dwindle. But that wasn't the whole story. In 2010, researchers found some pretty well-preserved mammoth bones in northern Siberia. The bones told us two things. First, these mammoths died fairly quickly and in large numbers around 40,000 years ago, way before the most recent ice age ended. Second, they died of starvation. But if the mammoths were starving, why did they not try to migrate to a more hospitable area? After all, they had the opportunity. This was at a time when humans were making cave paintings in southern Europe and hunting reindeer and wild cattle. The technology to make spears didn't appear until much later. Then in 2014, scientists got their hands on some mammoth bones from Siberia. By studying the chemical makeup of the bones, they learned that the mammoths were eating mostly grasses, not the sedges and reeds that are typically associated with wetland habitats. Instead, they were eating drought-resistant grasses that grew on dry land. This made sense given the evidence of a changing climate and the fact that mammoths tend to prefer dry land anyway. But another study published in 2018 turned the tables. It claimed that humans, not the changing climate, were responsible for the demise of the woolly mammoth. This study used a computer program to model the population dynamics of woolly mammoths and their migration patterns. Researchers knew that humans had been hunting woolly mammoths for thousands of years, and they took that into account by adding human predation to their model. And sure enough, their model predicted that humans were likely the cause of the mammoth's extinction. But just because something goes extinct doesn't mean humans caused it. Case in point, the dodo bird. Dodos lived on an island where humans never set foot. They were perfectly happy there until invasive species showed up, like pigs and rats, and the dodo went extinct. So yeah, scientists can argue over what caused the woolly mammoth to go extinct, but no one can deny that humans played some kind of role. And we know that humans aren't the only animals that hunt for fun. Spotted hyenas will kill prey simply to eat it. Tigers sometimes kill simply out of boredom. Even blue whales, which eat krill, will occasionally eat other animals that get in their way. But do any of these animals kill simply out of spite? Hi, and welcome back to my channel. There's no denying that humans were killing mammoths for fun. We even depicted these hunts in cave paintings. But could they have specifically targeted pregnant females? That would be kind of messed up. Turns out that's exactly what some researchers think. In 2018, scientists found the oldest known case of a human killing a pregnant female mammoth. They found the skeleton of a 35-year-old female who had been shot in the chest with a spear. Her unborn baby was also killed. The researchers couldn't say for sure if this was a one-off incident or part of a pattern, but they thought it might have been more common than we realized. If people were killing pregnant women for the extra meat, then it's entirely possible they were doing the same to mammoths. What's more, a 2020 study suggested that mammoths needed huge amounts of food after giving birth. Female mammoths required an additional 26,000 kilocalories per day to produce milk. Scientists don't know exactly how mammoths allocated their time between getting food and caring for their young. But if caring for a newborn was as time-consuming as it is for modern-day mammals, then females wouldn't have been able to get enough food. So maybe the reason mammoths preferred dry land was because there was less vegetation to compete with near water. That would have made it easier for them to find food for themselves and their babies. If humans were systematically killing pregnant females, that could have devastated the population. And it turns out there's evidence for this. The 40,000-year-old bones found in Siberia came from adult males, females and calves, but there were no pregnant females. To make matters worse, scientists estimate that only about 10% of the mammoth population was breeding females. If humans really were targeting pregnant females, it wouldn't have taken long for the entire population to collapse. To this day, we don't know for sure what caused the mammoths to go extinct. But scientists are leaning toward humans being the main culprit, not climate change. And if that's true, it's a reminder of the unintended consequences of our actions. Because when we take something away from another species, we should ask ourselves, will they take something away from us? Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to support my work. See you next time.